Líne úsle we're géad fáilte chuig an ócáid specialta seo chaineal YouTube na rinne, gá in buchas libh fád atá ghlacha páirtegus chud an fáilte chriúil rih gach duine atá féchantáin nó go háirithe na halaíontóirí atá páirteach a bhógra an léineo. Hello everyone, my name is Roisin O'Hara. I'm Communications Manager with the Department of Tourism, Culture, Arts, Gaeltacht, Sport and Media. Welcome to this special live event hosted by Minister Catherine Martin, who will officially launch the acquisition of new works to the National Collection by the Crawford Art Gallery and the Irish Museum of Modern Art. We want to welcome everyone involved in this announcement who are able to celebrate with us now virtually, especially the artists. We will hear in a little while from some of those artists whose work has been acquired and the directors, of course, of those national cultural institutions involved. Now, the Minister is speaking in the Dáil shortly, so she'll have to go at 25 minutes past. But so without further ado, I'd like to welcome the Minister for Tourism, Culture, Arts, Gaeltacht, Sport and Media, Catherine Martin, to officially make the announcement. Ada.
Gur Mágat, Roisin agus Díomh go léir. I'm absolutely delighted to see you, even if unfortunately this must be a virtual, in a virtual sense for the moment. Today marks an important day for you, the artists, for the Irish Museum of Modern Art and for the Crawford Art Gallery, as we mark the acquisition of artworks that have been made by both institutions under my department's Art Acquisition Initiative. The last year has been an extremely difficult year for all of society, including those working in the cultural and artistic sectors. We all know the economic importance of this sector, but also how it contributes to the well-being of the country, especially in these difficult times. My department has introduced a range of initiatives to support the various parts of the sector over the last year, and these have helped in addressing some of the challenges being encountered. Our artists have also had difficulty over the last year, both in the displaying and selling of their works. I was therefore delighted to provide funding of €1 million to IMMA and the Crawford Art Gallery to support living artists by the purchase of their work. The Art Acquisition Scheme is an initiative which is designed both to support our artists and art galleries, but also as a means of acquiring for the nation some of the best work being produced by our artists at this time. Under this initiative, both IMMA and the Crawford Art Gallery have acquired a total of 422 works from 70 different artists across the whole of the country and from Irish artists living abroad. These have included paintings, drawings, photographs, sculptures, audio works, digital films, art quilts and embroideries. All in all, this represents a large cross-section of the best work being currently produced in Ireland and by Irish artists abroad. This has also been a challenging year for all our cultural institutions, but it has also offered an opportunity to think about what they mean to people and how we share our national collections. Our national cultural institutions have a major role in reflecting who we are as a people and as a society. They also help promote cultural understanding, intercultural dialogue and cultural diversity, and in the transmission of culture across generations. Both IMMA, as the home to the National Collection of Modern and Contemporary Art, and the Crawford Art Gallery in Cork as a national cultural institution dedicated to the visual arts, have been to the forefront in promoting Irish art and artists. As Minister, I am acutely aware of the significant role that our artists play, not just in providing pleasure and creative inspiration, but also in helping to foster dialogue and in exploring important social issues. I believe it is important that our national collections should continue to evolve and expand to reflect the work being currently produced by our best artists. I look forward to see how IMMA and the Crawford Art Gallery will share these new additions nationally and internationally, where they can be widely viewed by the public and act as a reservoir for future enjoyment, inspiration and research. To you, the artists, I want to say a special thank you. I am delighted that your work is joining the National Collection. I am sure that your work will continue to engage, challenge and inspire the people of Ireland. It is hard not to speak of the pandemic, and I am sure that all of you artists have felt its effects. And rest assured, I will continue to advocate on behalf of the arts to ensure that your voices are heard. As you know, the government will meet next week to discuss the reopening of a range of activities from May 4th. Subject, of course, to the prevailing health advice, I look forward to the doors of our museums and galleries reopening in the coming weeks. And if the positive trends continue, I am hopeful that it won't be too long before we see a wider reopening of the arts and culture sector to include small outdoor performances. And that is something that I am really looking forward to. And that is a feeling I'm sure that all of you share too. As I've said, funding is only a part of what my department and I have been working on to support the cultural life of the country, including the Arts and Culture Recovery Task Force report and initiatives on live entertainment. We will also be continuing to work on behalf of the arts. I would like to say thank you to both the Crawford Art Gallery and IMMA for their work in finalising these acquisitions. I know both IMMA and the Crawford Art Gallery have exhibitions planned, and I and so many others are looking forward to seeing these works in person. Gur míle maith agaibh go léir.
Gur míle maith agat Ára as sin. So now let's meet some of the artists whose work IMMA and the Crawford Art Gallery have acquired for the National Collection. There are 70 artists in total, and I hope many of you have been able to join us on this live stream. If so, thank you and welcome. The first artist we're going to hear from today is visual artist Amanda Dunsmore, whose silent film featuring the leading academic and gay rights activist, Senator David Norris, has been acquired for the National Collection by the Crawford Art Gallery. Amanda, you might tell us a little bit more about this work and what this all means for you.
I am so very happy to be here today, and I'm so very proud to be involved with the Crawford Art Gallery and to be a part of this event today and this national collection. It's very important to purchase artworks that have already made, and the work David, which was filmed in 2013, is of an individual who imparted a significant shift upon society for the better, and my film portraits are reflective of these individuals. When I make these works, I am thinking of not only of the present when I make them and of the now when it's being accepted into the collection, but of the future and for future generations to reflect back upon this time. And it's very important that they are kept safe. Collections are where artworks are kept, and it's important to collect. And this initiative, this cultural initiative is so fantastic for that. And I am so happy for myself and all the artists that have been collected, because this is a venue and a collection that will be reflected on for generations to come. And the support goes well beyond the cultural institutions, as said by Minister Martin. These works will be shown internationally and nationally and will represent this nation all over the world. I'm aware that this important endeavour came about through a series of conversations, and I heartily commend that those conversations continue, because this is a point of reflection for the public. And not only are the public the audience for these collections, but also artists are audience, and we reflect upon the works that have been collected. So I thank you.
Thank you so much, Amanda, and congratulations. We'll hear now from another artist whose work has been acquired by the Crawford Art Gallery for the National Collection. Sculptor Michael Quain's work, carved from Kilkenny limestone, is called Strange Beasts, an intriguing title indeed. Michael, can you tell us a little bit about the work, what inspires you and what this all means for you?
Well, thank you, Roisin, for that. I'm delighted to be part of this collection and to have been chosen. When I was asked first the question, what does it mean for me to have my work acquired by the Crawford for the National Collection? And my answer was this. I was drawn to thinking about taxonomy and what happens when we name things from the wilderness. I noticed recently when trying to remember the pet name I'd given to an oddly shaped birch, that as the name evaded my recall, the quality of my memory of the tree was ill-focused. The name did eventually come back to me, and as soon as it did, the image of the tree in my mind flashed sharply into high resolution. This action of the mind surprised me because of the profoundly potent effect remembering the name had on the maintenance of the memory. It was truly a life force to the memory of the tree. The name I'd given to the unusually shaped tree from the infinite wilderness of names tied this individual into a map of meaning. This is what it means for me, having my artwork named in a taxonomy along with all those other artworks named from the wilderness within the National Collection. Should this means of acquisition continue, I imagine that an increasing rigour and purpose would be cast throughout the visual arts. I imagine also that continuance is important here for the whole ecosystem to develop as an entity that takes itself and is taken seriously. This process, I believe, was direct. It's all work already produced by artists without layers of administration and bureaucracy, without reams of proposals and form filling. Within the National Collection, these works would be provided connection and relevance through curatorship. They would be part of an evolving map of meaning attaching to the visual arts in Ireland, and they would find and encourage scholarship, reflection and response. So my time is up, I'm guessing, so I would sincerely like to thank Minister Catherine Martin, the Crawford Art Gallery and IMMA for making this happen for all the visual arts. I hope it proves to be a starting point for continued nourishment of the ecosystem and for illuminating the visual arts landscape in Ireland. Thank you.
And thank you, Michael, and congratulations. Now, Dublin-born, Belfast-based performance artist Amanda Coogan has a long-standing relationship with the Irish Museum of Modern Art, where a lot of her work has previously appeared in various exhibitions. The work acquired by Emma for the National Collection is called Yellow, and it's a live performance and photo documentation piece. She's going to tell us now a little bit more about the work and, of course, about what this announcement means for her personally.
Hello, Roisin, and to Minister Martin, thank you so much for this opportunity. I am, of course, deeply honoured and really excited that this live work will be joining IMMA's collection. So Yellow is a signature work of mine. It's a live, durational performance. And really, as somebody whose work is based around the female body, I am an embodied practitioner. So that means that I construct my work and understand my work through the physicality of making it. And my expertise, it has been said, lies in my ability to condense an idea to its essence and communicate it through my body. And this is possibly rooted in my biography. I was brought up using Irish Sign Language as my mother tongue. The body as a site of resistance is the centrality of my work, and my work is intersectional and interdisciplinary. It is performance art. My work is filled with Irish Sign Language vocabulary, with literary references, and I use gesture and context to make multifaceted works that leave ghostly trails in the memory. And if I can just describe for 30 seconds Yellow in itself. If you enter the gallery, you will hear Yellow before you see her. A constant scrubbing sound, the involuntary grunts of strain from the performer, the occasionally beautiful strains of music that drop in and out from Schubert. And in the dim light of the gallery, you'll see a performer in a bright sunlight yellow long dress, and she is scrubbing her skirt clean. The smell of baby bath clings to your nostrils, and she relentlessly scrubs this dress. And as she does this, iridescent bubbles flow up from it. She wrings the fabric out, she throws the fabric wide, and she gathers it back again and continues her ferocious scrubbing. And we, the audience, leave while she's still sat on her bucket, making the bubbles and scrubbing her dress. Our eminent art historian, Kate Antosik-Parsons, has said of this work, in this powerful, physically demanding performance, Coogan literally transforms the memories of oppression, humiliation, and shame into actions that are projected through the body. Dr. Luzmar González Arias has also said the ritualistic repetition of movements will never cease, but neither will their liberating potential. Ultimately, Yellow is about a continuous existential journey. Coogan's, yours, and mine. Welcome aboard. It is really with great humility and honour that that the Irish Museum of Modern Art and the National Collection are including a live performance within the canon of the collection. And it is through this, the very Beckettian script that I've written for Yellow, that this live performance, this embodied, ephemeral, durational piece of work will live for many generations. I'm deeply honoured and I'm deeply humbled. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Amanda, and congratulations to you. Also included in this special acquisition for IMMA's collection is the work of artist Leanne McDonough. As an artist and a traveller woman who feels she has a unique opportunity to represent and record her community from within. She works with the Cork Institute of Technology as the Traveller Education Coordinator, while she also develops her practice as an artist. The art acquired for the National Collection is called Why the Moon Travels, and I'm delighted to say that Leanne is with us as well to tell us about this piece of work. I think Leanne is on mute. No worries.
Can you hear me?
Oh, we can hear you now, Leanne. You can start again if you don't mind. We missed a bit of that. Thanks a million.
No worries. Thank you, Roisin. Sorry for that. I think going forward, you're on mute is going to be the most recognised saying from 2020 to 2021. Can I just reiterate what the other artists have said and give my sincere thank you to both IMMA Crawford and the Minister for this great initiative. It means so much to me, but also to all the other artists I can imagine are feeling very honoured and privileged today. The piece of work, Why the Moon Travels, and the illustrations that go with that piece of work, I think is a really important piece to be added to the collection, because it is the first piece of text that has been written by a fellow traveller but also illustrated by another traveller. And I think this is really important because I remember as a child going through the Irish education system, not being able to recognise myself among the curriculum, or being in different various institutions or situations or galleries, and not always being able to recognise myself or see myself represented in these institutions. And I think going forward, like Amanda said, this will be reflected upon for many years to come. And I'm so happy now that other members from my community and younger generations coming up will be able to connect with certain pieces of work that I have now produced that are part of this collection. So once again, I'm absolutely honoured, and thank you for the consideration. Thanks a million.
Thank you, Leanne, and congratulations to you too. So we're delighted now to have Irish Museum of Modern Art's Director Annie Fletcher with us to talk about what this occasion means for IMMA.
Thank you so much. I'm delighted to be here, and I have so much gratitude not only to the department and to the Minister and all of the support in developing this initiative and understanding the importance of developing our national collection. But also I just want to thank all of the artists. This is a moment to honour you, to thank you for your braveness, your fearlessness and your creativity. I think it asks of us so much, and the challenge is something we're so up to think about what it is to collect creativity, to inscribe your incredible works into the national archive, into the national repository of art that can be shared and engaged with and enjoyed, and can allow us to be provoked and challenged and to imagine our past, our present and our future. So we're incredibly grateful to you who continue to kind of create and to think and to imagine the impossible and the unsayable and the unknowable for us. And for us, the opportunity to collect this creativity is extraordinary. I can also say, just as institutions, it's been an honour not only to work with the staff of IMMA on developing and thinking what would be important to collect, but also to work with the Crawfords in such an inspirational manner, understanding that we would push each other on, that we would understand that our collaboration together would enforce the possibility and invigorate the importance of what the national collection can be and will be in the future. So feeling lots of feelings of gratitude here today, as not only we inscribe a new future for contemporary visual practice within our national institutions, but we also claim the right to write and share and distribute our history, our artistic history together ourselves. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Annie. Crawford Art Gallery Director Mary McCarthy is with us, of course, as well. I'm sure, Mary, you would echo a lot of what Annie has said. I was just saying there, Mary, Crawford's director, Mary McCarthy, Crawford Art Gallery Director. I'm sure you'd echo a lot of what Annie had said there.
It's a really significant, important day for us because it's such a momentous moment to have all these new works coming into the collection. I was minded thinking about it this morning. For Crawford, over 200 years ago, our institution started with the Canova cast collection and then the Gibson collection in 1918. So these very kind of taking in of large amounts of artworks being made by contemporary artists will really charge both of our organisations for the future, as Annie said. I suppose we see it like all these artworks coming into a bigger family that will ignite new conversations. Both IMMA and the Crawford are excited, as the Minister said, that we will start to populate our exhibition programme with these new artworks throughout the remainder of 2021 and 2022. And indeed, we're also pleased that some of the artworks which we've acquired already are already on demand from other museums nationally and galleries. This national collection, I suppose, which you as artists are now part of, will be with us for us to advocate and care for the future. Annie mentioned the great collaboration, and indeed for both of our institutions as two national cultural institutions, we have really fostered a very close and collegiate partnership now, where indeed many of your works we debated in which institution they may be better placed at this particular time. And we imagine a lot of exchange between both organisations into the future. Also, I must say, it was a moment since last September that both curatorial teams of IMMA and the Crawford could have these bright and illuminating conversations. We had time to look at art, to talk to artists, something that we really treasured in the darker days of COVID. And we really acknowledge, I suppose, the artists, all of what you have done, many of you at home, in your homes or in your accommodations, when you also did not have access to your studios like we did not have access to our workplaces. We can't wait to get open and to share it with you. As Annie said, we owe a big gratitude to our curatorial teams, our boards of directors, our acquisitions committees, and in particular the senior civil servants in the department who responded really positively to this ask which both institutions made to them. The Minister and the artist mentioned this being an evolving process. And indeed, we hope to inspire further acquisitions because they are the lifeblood of our institutions and also collections being built by other collecting bodies. So it's a great day. We're delighted. We can't wait to have you all in the room as artists, and sincere thanks to Minister Martin.
Thanks a million, Mary. So, cahamid deire chuirlis an ócáid inis ach guím buchas liver fad a bheith léin agus guím gachrá oribh san léinte agus na blianta ruin. That concludes today's event. We'll leave you with a little shorter version of a lovely video compiled by my colleague Mark Evans for our social media channels for today's announcement. Unfortunately, we couldn't include everybody's art in it, I'm sorry, but I think it will give a good sense of the breadth of work that has been acquired for our national collection. Please share it on all your channels. So thanks to everyone who took part today. Thanks to Minister Catherine Martin and to the directors and, of course, to the artists who participated. We wish all the artists, the national cultural institutions, the very best of luck in the days and years ahead. Until next time then, we'd like to let you watch this video and enjoy it. Slán agus gach beannacht ar a bhar fad.